הוא נחשב לאחד המאמנים הוותיקים בעולם בתחום ההתפתחות האישית. חלקכם בוודאי מכירים אותו מהספר או הסרט הסוד, בו צפו למעלה מ-200 מיליון איש. מה שמייחד את שיטת הלימוד שלו היא בעיקר העובדה שהיא מבוססת על לקחים שהוא עצמו עבר במסעו האישי לאורך השנים. אז מה זה אומר להיות עשיר, והאם כל אחד מאיתנו יכול להיות עשיר? בואו נשאל אותו. Hello, Mr. Proctor.
Greetings.
First of all, it's good to see you here in Israel.
I love it here. You know, people ask me what it is that I like about Israel. I think the people are very friendly, and I love the energy of Tel Aviv. Energy in Tel Aviv, I compare it to New York. It's high energy, the people are very aggressive. I heard somebody say they're rude, and I said, no, don't mistake rude for aggressive. I said, they're going after what they want. I said, that's good. That's a quality that we should all have. But I love the energy here. The energy is just really high.
What does being rich mean to you?
Riches to me is develop the talent and the power that we've got within us. We're God's highest form of creation. We're born with rich resources inside, and it's our responsibility to bring them out. I think a person's rich when they have money, but when they have health, when they have meaningful relationships, and when they spend their days doing what they love to do. That person's living a very rich, prosperous life. And I think it's everybody's opportunity. Now, a lot of people don't believe that, but I believe it. I believe we've got tremendous power within us, and we've got to bring it to the surface.
So each one of us can become rich.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. You see, I believe we're all hardwired to do something. I think there's a great purpose in life. I have a friend, Les Brown, a speaker in the United States. Les is a great speaker, and he's a great guy. But he said something beautiful one time. He said, the two most important days in your life are the day you're born and the day you discover why you were born. People are born rich. They're born with deep reservoirs of talent and ability. Our problem is we're not made aware of it. Our education system is falling short. Our educational system is more interested in how much information we can remember, not how much we know about ourselves. Education isn't piling information in our head. Education is drawing information without. It comes from the Latin educo, meaning to educe, to develop, or to draw from within. We're not short of power, of intelligence, of wisdom. All the knowledge there ever was or ever will be is omnipresent. We've got it inside. It's a matter of bringing it to the surface.
When someone feels that his life is stuck, what is the first thing that he needs to do?
Well, they're stuck because they have no goals. They have no target. Israel's Israel because of the target. In 1945, there was no Israel. What did the Jewish people have? They had a goal. They had a dream. And voila, here we are. Well, that's the same. It's the same for an entire nation. It's the same for an individual. You've got to have a dream. You've got to be working towards something. Otherwise, you're just existing. You're putting in time. You're not really living. You know, it's unfortunate, but when most people, when their heart stops beating, it's going to be a formality. They've never really lived. I think we should do what we love doing with our life and work at doing it better every day. Better is a nice word. I don't care how well you do, you can do it better. I'm always trying to do it better. I'll be 79 on my next birthday. I got more energy than most people, 29. Because I'm alive, I'm doing what I love to do, and I think that's the trick of life.
And it's never late.
Never too late, no. As long as you're aware of your presence here on the planet, you're not too late to start doing what you love.
Do you really believe that people can change from one hand to the other in a very short time?
Absolutely. Well, first of all, when they change in a millisecond. It's a matter of decision. Now, it may take a while before it manifests outside, but when it happens inside, it's already happened. It's like Orville Wright said, I enjoyed flying for a long time before I ever got a plane in the air.
Can I ask what was the turning point in your life?
I remember it very well. It was on the 21st of October, 1961. In fact, I was celebrating 51 years. Not too long ago, I was doing a program in Los Angeles. And I had a man that sat down with me and he gave me Napoleon Hill's book, Think and Grow Rich. But he didn't just give it to me, he told me to study it. He said Napoleon Hill spent his entire life studying 500 of the world's most accomplished people. And then he wrote this book. He said, I think it would be a very prudent decision on your part if you spent the rest of your life trying to understand and apply it. And that stuck. I was losing. I had a bad attitude. I didn't do a good job at anything. I was earning $4,000 a year, but I owed $6,000. Do you know in 1 year's time, I was earning $175,000 a year, and I took it over $1 million. My whole life has changed. I work all over the world today teaching people what happened to me. I had no formal education. I had 2 months high school. I had no business experience. But in a short time, I took a bucket and a mop. I started a floor cleaning company. And it was operating in Toronto, Montreal, Boston, Cleveland, Atlanta, London, England, because I had a dream. That's what I saw. I did what the book said. Man's name was Ray Stanford. He said, if you do exactly what I tell you, you can win. He said, you've been spending all your time thinking of why you couldn't win. You didn't go to school. You've never done anything of any consequence. He said, that's why you can't. He said, you ever think of how you can, why you can? And that got me studying that book, and I have never stopped studying it.
And now you're applying this to the...
Now I'm doing it.
Huh?
All over the world.
Same.
I'm here today. We'll be in Cyprus tomorrow. Then we're on our way to Auckland, New Zealand from there, then to Los Angeles, then back to Toronto. I just keep running around the world, going into different countries and different places, teaching this information.
Do you work or do you live?
Pardon?
Do you work or do you live?
Do I work or do I live?
Yes.
That's a good question. It's a good way to put it. I haven't worked for years. See, I think people are working when they're doing something they don't really enjoy doing. And I think when you're doing what you love, then you're alive. You know, you're really making it happen. And that's the way I like to live. I spend every day doing that. I wake up every morning and I know I'm going to love what I'm doing because I'm doing what I love.
I heard you saying that our destinations should be with excitement and fear at the same time. Can you explain it?
I've been teaching that for years. I said, if your goal doesn't excite and scare you at the same time, you're probably going sideways. It scares you because you're going into an area you've never been. Fear is caused by the unknown. But if you understand the laws and you follow the laws, and I think the law is God's modus operandi, this whole universe operates by law. Dr. Werner von Braun said that the natural laws of this universe are so precise that we don't have any difficulty building spaceships, sending people to the moon, and you can time the landing with the precision of a fraction of a second. So if you understand the laws, you're going to go where you've never been. That's going to scare you, but it's also going to excite you. If the goal doesn't scare me, I know it's probably not much good. I'm going level, I'm flatlining, and I'm doing something that I did before, but I'm not going where I haven't been. I want to go where I've never been.
What is the best advice that you can give to someone that has a business idea, but he doesn't know how to go for it?
Well, the first step is to keep living with the idea. Don't let anybody steal the dream. Write it out in the present tense. Put it in writing. Write it out as clear as you can. When you have a dream or a goal, you want to commit it to writing. You want to take your pen and put it in words. And your words have got to be so clear that if you give it to somebody else, they would get the same picture in their mind as you've got on yours. See, words are symbols, and every symbol has a corresponding image. So we want to put it in words that would trigger the same picture in somebody else's mind. Now, that's crystallizing the goal. And then write it out often. Live with it often. And you will set up an attractive force because the image is setting up the vibration. This body we're living in is a molecular structure. This is not me, this is my body. And your body is a molecular structure. The images in your mind control the vibration you're in. Now the vibration you're in is going to dictate what you attract to you. So the first trick of life is fall in love with the idea. And you will move on to the frequency that that idea operates on. Everything operates on frequencies. You've got to get on the frequency of the good that you desire, and everything will move toward you. You will attract it. Well, if you understand the laws, you'll know that anything you write down, you can reach.
I know that you have...
No, the trick is you don't have to know how you're going to reach it. That I know where I'm going, And I know I'm going to get there. I don't know how I'm going to get there. See, the how is what stops most people. Most people get stopped with the start. They never get started because they can't figure out how. And I think that was programmed into us as little kids. You know, as little kids, we go, Mommy, Daddy, and Mommy and Daddy were probably busy, and you say, I want this, I want that. You always want something. You think money grow on trees. You know, we get that. Well, the kid grows up thinking, if you don't know how to get it, write it off. You're not going to get it. And so people then later in life, if they don't know how to reach the goal, they say, I guess I can't do it. Well, if you knew how to reach it, you would have it. The trick is in figuring out how to reach it. The how is the important thing. You hold the image and every day you're moving toward it. And the how becomes very interesting. If something happens today and something else will tomorrow. And the something may be a problem. And as you solve the problem, you take a step ahead. It's not only going to be good things. Sometimes it's bad things. But out of all confusion comes order. And it'll be a higher degree of order than that which existed prior to the confusion. So the answer to your question is make sure you got the goal crystal clear in your mind.
I know that you have cards in your pocket. What is written there?
Well, I have a number of personal things that I write every day. The one, I want to take our company to $100 million a year. We're not at it. We're not at that. But I want to take it to that. And it's only because I only want to earn more money so that we can do more of what we're doing. Like my whole idea is expand the business. I think money's used for two things. One, to make you comfortable. And the more comfortable you are, the more creative you can become. And the other is to expand the good that you do far beyond your own presence. And so that's what we're interested in doing. Now, I have attracted a business partner, Sandy Gallagher. She was a very successful banking attorney. And now she runs our company. That was something I needed. I needed to attract somebody that really understood money, really understood the business aspect of business. I understand the creative aspect. I understand how to build a vision and how to work with the laws to make it happen. But there's things about business I don't understand. I want to attract people to me that can do those things. Sandy Gallagher was the person. Now, I didn't think I'm going to attract a lawyer that works with banks, you know, bank acquisitions and, you know, buying and selling banks and doing IPOs. I never thought of that, but that was the person that came. And she does a great job of running the company. So we're always going to attract what we need if we build the picture, but we got to be clear about the picture.
You're traveling all over the world. What is the most common question that people ask you?
Well, they're all over the place. And quite frequently, I'll talk to people that really do not believe that there are laws governing life and that we can do anything. So they'll ask silly questions. And silly questions warrant a silly answer because we can do anything. I think one of the most important things is, you know, why do some people do so much better than others? And of course, it's goals and it's understanding how to change paradigms because we're programmed to live the way we're living. Another thing is about money. Anybody can earn all kinds of money. The laws governing the earning of money are exact. It's a science. And so they're frequently the questions we get asked, and they're frequently the things we deal with in seminars.
What would be the best advice that you can give to our viewers?
Work at understanding yourself. Get to know who you are. You live simultaneously on three planes. You're God's highest form of creation. There is nothing on the planet that will equal you or me. Let's understand that. Let's understand the marvelous mind. Dr. J.B. Ryan from Duke University, who's gone now, he said the mind is the greatest power in all of creation. God is the creator, and our mind is the greatest creation. We want to start to understand this. We want to start to understand that we can literally do anything. If we can imagine it, we can do it. And there's enough proof around today with the cameras we've got and the communication means we've got. Look at the internet. My goodness, it would blow the mind of somebody that's been dead for 25 years. Well, these things they were always here. We were always able to do this. It's just that we weren't aware of how to do it. So the real secret of life is to become more aware of who we are and what we're capable of doing. And I think that's when we're really going to start to live it.
Do you have moments that you find yourself sad?
Absolutely. Sure. I just lost a little dog, Miss Honey. She was 16 years old, and I cried. I was on the road. My wife told me about it. I felt very sad. I lost my mother about 5 years ago. She was 94. I was very sad. And things happen. I trust people and I get betrayed. That makes me sad. But I don't stay that way. I look at everything that happens as a learning experience. And I want to learn something from it. I don't want to stay that way. My attitude gets knocked off track, I'll bring it right back on track. I do not see any percentage in staying down or keeping a bad attitude for any reason. Everything that happens in life, we're either responding to it or reacting to it. If we respond, we're in charge. If we react, the situation's in charge. Michael Beckwith, who was on The Secret, he taught me something very valuable. He said, everything that happens, anything that happens in our life, there's a three-step approach. It is what it is, accept it. It's either going to control you or you're going to control it. Number two, harvest the good. Look for the good in it. There's good in everything. The more you look for, the more you'll find. And number three, forgive all the rest. Forgive means to let go of completely, abandon. That's good advice. And I followed it since he gave it to me.
Okay, I want to thank you very much, Mr. Proctor.
Well, it's been my pleasure. I really enjoyed here. You've asked good questions, and hopefully we've helped the viewer, because I believe it is an important thing to understand ourselves.
I want to thank you very much.
My pleasure.